Like again, I have created a bootstrap.ts file that that allows basically the host application to fetch this application through this file and create an entry. So again, I'm telling that we have a micro frontend tutorial shared library that we are going to use. So here you can see one more thing, and that is called singleton. So singleton is basically that when you combine multiple applications, so multiple application will be having same dependencies. For example, application one is also using Redux, two is also using Redux, three is also using Redux. So what happens is that when these applications are running individually, they create a new instance for their library. For it will be having a new instance for Redux, it will be having a new instance and new instance. But what singletons lets you do is when you does it singleton true, but it does it like instead of creating different instance, it will create one instance and will share into all applications. So that is what I'm doing here. And then again, if I go into my products application is again white, and it's on basically Svelte. You can see that we have the Svelte code here for that one. So basically, this is the thing. And also, I would like to mention that card application was on Angular. So if I go here, this is Angular application. So you can see that there is an Angular code for that one. That is simply like rendering the UI that we have for the Angular part for the card application. And yeah, so similar is the case for products application. If we go into the product one, we can see that we have um, product application code here, and it is being utilized to render the code for products app. The last application is that the dashboard is basically yeah, dashboard is basically a React application. So here you can see that what we simply are doing is we are importing our modules from whatever we exposed. So you can see that here, if we go into the configuration of dashboard like the shell application, you will see that we have webpack, and webpack is telling that we have remotes. So what remotes? We have cart remote, we have budget remote, we have products remote. Where they live here. Like you can fetch the cart code from its URL and its remote entity.js file. Similar is the case for the budget application. You are saying that budget application is independently deployed onto localhost 4202, and the entry file is this one. And same is the case for the products as well, because we already have defined these configuration into each individual application. So now you can see that why we did that one. So basically we told that the name will be card and the entry file is this one. So remote entity.js. So yeah, so basically this is how our main application, the dashboard application, is going to fetch all that stuff, and then this is how it's going to work. So if we further go here in our TypeScript config, so here you can see that we have defined budget slash module, and where it does it go? It says that fetch all types from apps, budget, src, bootstrap.ts. And similar is the case for the card. Similar is the case for the products as well. So if we go again into our dashboard, so you can see that here we have a function that is called load modules. So basically what it is doing, it's fetching all of the applications from their own domain, and then fetching all the code. And then what we are doing is we are having a bootstrap function from that one, and just calling the bootstrap function according to that. And you can see that the dashboard is rendering here and we have the application. So the point is that why I would say that I will create a bootstrap function and bootstrap file, because let's say if I go to click this one, you can see that it is taking me to the bootstrap function here. And you can see that if I again go here and go to the budget module, it will again take me to the bootstrap file. And similar is the case for the products as well. So we have the bootstrap file for each of them, and each of them is going to like fetch their own application using the module federation and render it. So if I could show you without, for example, the Angular application, because it is having issue. So maybe comment this one. Okay, so our Angular, you can, by the way, you can see one more thing here. Just like our Angular application crashed. So I would I would like to take this opportunity to show one more thing, and that is, let's say if some of the part of your application in a micro front-end architecture crashes, for example, your front-end crashed for the Angular one, you can still leverage your front-end and show all of the things that are coming from other applications, just like we are doing right now, because Svelte application is live, Vue application is live, our React host is live, but our Angular application crashed. So you can see that only we are having, instead of like having full application crash, we are having just the Angular application that is out of the box, and we still have the other application. So that is also one of the like major feature that micro frontend provide. Like you can like just if some components of your application just go crash, it only that part will vanish. Other will again will be there and will be serving as they should be in the production. So I think I can spend 5 minutes to fix it, but I think we don't have that much of time. So let's just go with this example here. So if I will be changing something in the products application, so you can see that we are having changes in the another application, separate application that is deployed on localhost 20, sorry, 42, 4202. So here is the another application, and here you can see that we have separate application for the products app. We could also have seen the Angular application, but we are unfortunate right now. We cannot see that one because we are having some issues. So yeah, so this is basically the concept of micro frontends. But let's say if I go to the inspect one and go into the network tab, and here if I refresh, so you would see that there is a fetch call remote entry.js, remote entry.js. You can see that if I go into the headers, general, you can see that these applications are being fetched from their own URL like 4203 and 4202. So it means that each of the application is independently deployed, and we are just on the remote side. We are not redoing that work. We are just fetching that work from the fetch call of the module federation, and we are just rendering it. So this is basically overall the code of module federation that I have. I would also like to show one more thing, and that is if we go into our shared folder, we have a store folder here. That is basically the code for, I would say, Redux. So here you can see that we have some products list that is binded on the Svelte application. So if I go to the code for Svelte, like that is products application here, source, Svelte. So here you can see that in Svelte, we are getting the same store and we are subscribing to store, and then we are getting all of the products list, and then we are rendering here product. You can see that products, app store products, product, and rendering all the products. So this is coming from this Redux code. And also then we have selected products as well. That is going into our cart application. So if I go to the cart here, if I go into my app, you can see that I have remove from cart and add to cart function coming from our shared library. So basically we also have this thing here. You can see that we are calling that function here and adding and removing the products in our cart application. So we are also like having a Redux service here that is like basically the code for adding and removing things. And also we are having the same thing for budget as well. Budget also is like fetching things from the Redux. So if I go here, you can see that we have the Redux here as well. You can see create selector and we have store. So Redux is also binded here in our Vue application as well. So the thing is that I would like to tell one thing here. The source of truth is Redux basically. So Redux is the thing that is like combining all of our application into one thing and allowing us to helping us to communicate all of those components into one application. So that is the thing. And also one thing is that I didn't have mentioned that thing into our presentation, but that is the thing. When you work with multiple frameworks and when you work with a tool that can be used in multiple frameworks, for example, Redux can be used in Angular, can be used in Vue, can be used in Svelte, can be used in I would say Vue, React. So you always will try to like write platform agnostic code, because uh, writing Redux in Angular has a different way. Writing Redux in Vue has a different way. Writing Redux in React has a different way. Writing Redux in another framework will have a different way. But when you are working on a scale, then you have to choose a platform agnostic that you can utilize to make it work like in all of the frameworks together. Like you can see that here we have the app slice code that is a platform agnostic code. You won't see something coming from React, something coming from Angular, something coming from another framework. That is a platform agnostic code. So you also have to like take care of this thing as well when you are working with microfrontends. So overall, this is the code. I think I understand that this topic is not that much of like interesting like AI, because AI is just like viral. This topic is like architecture, and I would like to also let you know why this topic is important to the architects, and why is this topic is important to those who wants to like learn how big companies are using this micro front ends. And you might be thinking like what I'm trying to sell here, and why is it is so boring. So I would like to just show you why it's not boring and why it means something. Because let's say if I go back to my LinkedIn, for example, if this topic could have been boring, then I couldn't have like got this much of likes on this post, because this topic means something for the architects and for the people that like have been working on big companies and have been like learning things. So that is why this post have like around 2000 likes. That means like this topic has something to learn and something to like understand, obviously, and something to follow. And again, I would also say if micro frontends would have been that not much important, then not big companies like Netflix or Amazon or Uber or other companies could have been using. So they are using it, means we should also have to learn this thing and like use that thing as well. So I know, I understand that it is not that kind of like interesting like AI, but it is something that we need to learn. So also I have the code for this already. Yeah, so you can see that we were having the products app, we were having the budget app, we were having the dashboard, but our cart app was missing because it has some issues. So in production, if this could have been in production, so what would have happened? Like only the cart app would have been not there, but products app will also be there, and app will also be there, and everything could have been working without the cart app, because cart app might have been in investing time to like cart team have been investing time to fix that part. Also the GitHub code repository for this one is this uh, micro frontends. One second. Okay, so the GitHub code repository for this one is this. I would like to encourage everyone to go at home and explore this one and see how things are connected together, and how different apps are connected, and like how we are using this one. Also, would like to make more research on how everything is working on micro frontends. And yeah, that is the thing we need to learn. If you want to grow in the front end architecture, you must have learned this, because it is something that we need to learn. So yeah, I think that is the thing. You have micro frontends enhance. We already have talked much about this one. Like it enhances our scalability. We are using NX and Redux. We are focusing on independency and flexibility. We are also having some strategic implementation. Yep. So that is it. I think we already have gone a lot, and I know all of you have been very silent, and because it is kind of a like a textual thing, and it is kind of a like architectural thing. So we don't have something exciting to show you, but I think if you some time up like in the future, if you want to be an architect, so I think it will help you a lot. So we have this our this all have been from our company. I would again like to thank my company to let me represent the company and like would like to talk about this product. So this architecture and we have this LinkedIn mention for the company. So you guys can go and follow there. So yeah, I think that's all from my side. If you have any questions, yeah.
And it's like microservices is the hot topic there, and microfrontends is now. And do you have anything can we do same thing in the mobile, like about the iOS 4 and my Android? It is only for web development.
It is up till now we don't have any kind of like I would say bundler that can do the same thing on the mobile, but we have something called flag features. Have maybe you have heard about that one. Flag feature is basically like that. What happens is that you turn on something from the backend and it shows on the front end to the application for to the mobile user. So it can be there, but I don't think so. Microfunding is still there on the mobile side, but flags feature can be utilized in the same way as well.
Native side, if you are developing on Android, we can develop the modules with microfrontend components. Like we have a slider component that only repository, and we have the chart based in it. So we can do it with the same text, not with the other text.
Yeah, you can. So basically that would not be just like I would say completely micro front end because that will micro front end is basically two things: scalable development, scalable deployment. So in that case, it might not be scalable deployment because you won't be deploying the Android another in a separate application and this one in the separate application and then combined, right? You will be having just separate GitHub code repositories, right? So that is scalable development. So that is the part of micro frontend, but that's not the micro frontend actually. Also, there is one more thing. Yeah, I already told about that one. One more thing I also forgot to mention, and I remember from like from your question. So that is, I was working on application on a SaaS product where there was a requirement that we will be selling things on demand. So let's say you have a site admin panel, and we will be selling the admin panel to the client, and then client when if client asks, oh, now I want Twilio features in that one, so what we will be doing, we will be deploying an instance of Twilio features and then using that Twilio features and using the micro frontend into this one. So this is also some best case scenario for the micro frontends that we can use. That is also a good use case.
And to be able to data because it is interesting the like if we have a team of five people with a different exchange. If
If you
all
if
work
if you are saying if you are saying that then I would say I have been successful to just teach like talk about it for just one person even so who understand this thing and like yeah, I would appreciate if you say that this is an interesting topic because interesting topic these days are just like AI. So you sell AI, that's interesting. If you don't, you like it's like it seems like it is not that much of like hot topic. But yeah, micro frontends, you know that if you know that about this one, like you have to think about it like when there will be 100 members, like how you are going to divide your application into multiple teams and then deploy and then keep the development according to that. So yeah, it's an interesting topic, but of course for those who thinks about the architecture. Anyone else?
So previously while we were using the item, so when child invitation got any error or crash, so that part automatically got vanished from the application.
No.
Uh, uh, crash, but the host our host application is working. But now you as you show that our regular application was not working, and we have disabled their part manually. Can it be automatically vanished from
Yes.
the application?
Yes. So for that one, I didn't have used this one for this example, but a error boundaries component comes. Like in if you are working in React, there comes an error boundary component. You can wrap your each micro frontend into error boundary. So if something inside that will crash, automatically this that part will be vanished. But when you were working with the iframes used to load in their own browser, like in their own window. If something crashes, you will see the mini dinosaur there, and it will not be vanishing from there. So that is the case as well. Yes, you have. Performance issue, yeah, there is a performance issue. If you are not dealing it with in a correct way, for the performance issue can be on the backend. I have mentioned in my slides. Let's say, for example, uh, one of your micro frontend is fetching the same resources from the backend, another fetching the same resources from the backend, and all of your application are individually fetching the same resources. Why not like do same thing on the host, fetch and keep it in the shared store, and then each of one can utilize that one. So it is like kind of a like stress on the backend from each of the parts. So that is also kind of a issue that arises. So you have to take care about this one. This is not only the issue. There are many issues when you go with this kind of development. Obviously, then you will have to make decisions and solve those things. There are trade-offs basically. I'm using what? Basically, it is I would say when I'm telling that we will be having a one instance, it is not the Docker container. Actually, I'm telling that when everything loads up into our application. Okay, let me explain you this way. When we were used to use iframe, so iframe one has their own window. iframe 2 has their own window. iframe 3 has their own window. So each of them were separate application, but we were forcefully merging those into one window. So the parent window, then child 1 window, child 2 window, child 3 window. So each of them will be having their own like instance created for the library. For example, if we are using Redux, so window 1 will be having their own Redux, window 2 on Redux, window 3 on Redux, and parent window on Redux. But Microfrontends lets you like create a single Redux for all of them and then share. So that is what I was telling when I was telling when I was saying single instance. So Microfrontends lets you create one single instance and you can share with all of the windows that same shared instance instead of creating them like creating for each one, because obviously if this has their own state, this has their own state, this has their own state, if a state will change here, nothing will be reflected into other one. When it will be reflected, because when we will be having a shared state, if we change anything there, everything will be reflected into another applications. Yeah, so that is an interesting question because there is a debate. I would say debate because sometimes you say micro frontends can be scalable and can be deployed independently and can have multiple instances for them, like just microservices. Sometimes we say we just created a remote entry.js file that was a static file. Why not just use CDN? And CDN can like distribute that load throughout the world globally. So the problem is that when you are using a client-side application, then you don't need to use load balancer to manage different regions and everything, and that's all. Because static file remote entry.js can be hosted onto the CDN, and CDN can distribute the load. But when you are having a server-side application needs to be like backed by the load balancer. So load balancer will, let's say if you have a micro-frontend application that have 5 instances, and I suppose that all of those applications are server-side. So you will put a load balancer in front of them. Load balancer will hit this, and then it will automatically distribute it. I don't think so because we have many production applications are working on the load balancers load. So I don't think so that is going to be a case, because if you think about this kind of scenario, like load balancer will take time, and there will be some like I would say latency, then there are many production applications that are backed by the load balancer, and same thing will happen on each end, like in each application. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, I would agree on that. Why on with the 5 members or 10 members you will go with the micro functions? You will never go with that one. Obviously, you will have to manage again. You will have to manage deployment for each one, extra cost, development for each one, extra cost, GitHub repository for each one if you are using poly repo, extra cost. So why would you choose with a small team this architecture? Similar is the case for the microservice. You should not go for the microservice if you have 3% or 5%, or if you are having a small application, or if you are having a start. Many companies today start with the microservices directly without completing their MVP in monolithic. So you should first go into the monolithic and complete your application and make it working. Once you get, now is the time like we should move from this architecture to another, then move to these kind of architecture, distributed architectures. So micro frontend is also kind of a distributed architecture, but it is not microservices actually. As I said, if you are having more members more than, I would say, 30 members on a single application, I would say you should just go for the micro frontends, because then it is very hard to keep things organized, because obviously you will if you again will like have to like make things organized on that one, you will have to again modularize things and define, oh, team one will do this module, team two will do this module. Why not then just break things and then just go for each team and each module separately? Anyone else? Yes.
Like we said, like the startup companies should not use ISV, right? So if the startup companies going to the first big tech companies into this, so you will be able to actually show
I'm
we use this for at this time.
I'm not saying that a startup company should not use that. A startup company should use that, but when they reach the threshold that I just mentioned. Yes, yes. That is my suggestion, because everything comes with their pros and cons. I already told. If something is like beautiful, that doesn't mean that it can have other side as well, right? So you have to deal with both of the things.
And so we get the work that the market in our company, but for the line of thinking, we won't have the so in future.
It is not like this case, like all of the successful companies should use that. Micro frontends are being adopted by those companies which have a very large team. So first thing happens with the large team, and same application. Multiple startups having multiple products as well. If you are having 10 products and 100 members, maybe 10 working on each of the application, but there is one application, for example, and 100 members are using that one, then it is very hard to like manage that one, because you have to see like, oh yeah, team one is working on what thing, team two is working on what thing. So why not just break it into multiple small applications, each team do their own thing, and you can easily track, you can easily maintain, you can easily deploy. For example, if one part of the application needs to be updated by team A will just do the work, the rest of the team will just rest. Got my point? Anything else? Oh, yes, Mohsin.
Yeah, thank you. By the way, it's a good topic. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. So my question, I think I got my answer, but still, let me correct if I'm wrong. So my question is that, uh, so you mentioned that we have to fetch from the micro components from the remote host URLs as well. So it's not like a packages. It's not like a packages installed in an application. It's component fetching from the remote service. So you also mentioned that there will be performance overload as well. And so yeah, I got my answer. But the next question is that um, is it possible? Is it possible to share the uh, results among different microservices in our main application? Like if we import two components from different uh, servers, but we need to pass on the results of one component to the other. So I think you said that we have used Redux as a singleton pattern. So is it so we can save a result in that Redux and use into the other microservices to make other performances and create results, right?
Yeah, I already mentioned that like if something that kind of happens, so what you can do is like you can fetch a single source of truth and then like make the Redux as a single source of truth. You can fetch things and then keep there and then share with other micro frontends, not microservices, micro frontends.
So I think there will be a duplication of code as well. Like if we in React, just like we divide design into multiple components, and if we use same, we need to use same component in different micro contents. So I think when we import, there will be a lot of duplication code in the final packages. We just
It is
render on the front end. But
you have a very good concern. That is why if we go here, we have a shared folder. You
so
can write
so
every.
uh, the, these are the case if we own all different microservices front end. But if we don't we have hosted them in a different servers, or maybe we are fetching from different outsource company they are giving us. So how we can use these in a shared library?
Yeah, so if you maybe your question is that if we are not using monorepo, then how we are going to do this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for that case, you will create a package that can be useful. Again, that package will be platform agnostic. So let's say if you are working with a JavaScript architecture or JavaScript framework, so you will create a JavaScript library for that one on npm, and you can use that in your different applications because I have seen many companies using this thing. What they do is like they simply have, for example, they simply have like shared, for example, components or shared logic. What they do is they create a npm package and publish it privately in their own organization. And instead of rewriting that code, they just install that module through npm and reuse that one.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Anyone
Oh,
else?
okay. One last question. One last
Okay,
question.
okay, okay.
So is it possible to use these micro contents as a package instead of just fetching from the remote servers?
Backend from the.
I mean, currently we are using it as a CDN services, right? Fetching from the components from URLs. But is it possible to use different frameworks, so I'll say by React as a package in a single application and
As
use
a
them in,
package?
yeah.
No, you cannot use them as a package because simply using that as a package will have a complexity, and you will have to like do some code to for your bundler to understand. For example, if you have a React application, okay, so it means that your bundler is set up for the React application. If you install some of your application as a npm package, for example, Angular application as a npm package, and you try to fetch get some code from there and run in the React application, it won't work because you
Yeah,
will
yeah.
have.
My question is that is there any framework available in the market to do this?
No, it is not. Well, there is one, but I can't remember the name. I don't know. Astro, Astro. So that is the basically a framework that lets you write React, Angular, whatever, whatever framework you want to use in just one file. So same micro front-end architecture, but with less complexity. You don't need to deal with a lot of like boilerplate. So yeah, it already does on the back end. You can use Astro.
Thanks. Great. Great.
Anyone else? Oh, yeah. So that is a very common question when we deal with the micro frontends or microservices. Like one micro frontend depends on another micro frontend. So how do we deal with the end-to-end testing across micro frontends? So basically, it is a foundational mistake. So none of your micro frontend should be dependent on each other. None of your microservice should be dependent on each other, because that is not the independency, I would say. How, if they are dependent, then how we are saying that micro frontends offer independency? So that is an architectural problem. If you are working with microservices and still making your microservices or micro frontends dependent on each other, then that's a problem. You are again going into a modular monolithic. That's not microservices or micro frontends. Because if you are working on the micro frontends or microservices, each part will be independently deployed. And if it is independently deployed, so it means it can independently be tested end to end. So that is the answer I would like to say for this question. Anyone else? Okay.
So this is not just the end. So first of all, I would like to thank everybody on site who are here. You take out your time for the seminar. It is very precious for us, and we want to really highly appreciate you being here. And we don't want to forget the people who are online with us and joining this seminar via YouTube, LinkedIn, or on the Gather Town. So I want to highly appreciate you for your time, and I hope that you are able to get amazing things out of this lecture. Irfan is one of our great resource we have. If you have any question, if you have any concern, you can just simply send us an email. If the question is not coming into your mind, you can send us an email at info@muffin .co.kr, or you can use seminar at the rate of muffin .co.kr. So this is our company website also. Uh, you can visit our company website for more detail. Just want to give you some little bit overview of about what is Must Company. So Must Company is basically a global company dealing in fintech, blockchain, and services. So we are dealing in like mainly the software development side of the business, but however, we have developed services based BSC, Business Support Center. It's a kind of a business that can help any business to grow with their HR services, accounting services, or if they have any support services that's required, that's something Must Company can help with. And so, since most of us are developers here, I'll talk about the development stuff. So, we are dealing with fintech, blockchain, and we are dealing with React Native or Flutter. We have a lot of departments that collaborate with each other. The biggest part and the main thing that differentiate us from the other company is in front of you. This is Gather Town. So we are a global company, and we have members from all around the world with us, so which makes us the unique and makes us proud to say that we are a global company, and we have members from all around the world. We are currently having around 200 members with uh, like we are having like 4 to 5 running projects, and we are also making our own projects right now that can help global market to achieve a lot of good results. One of them is MustMade that we have almost developed and is currently in a testing phase. So hopefully you can stay tuned and you can keep us, you can follow our LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube to know when it will be live for the market, because in the coming time, soon you will see MustMed coming into it. That's basically an employee management software that can really help businesses to manage remote employees. So basically, I want to tell you that the initial concept of Must company was remote company, but now since we are growing and we're developing, so we have made this system of working remotely and working from office at the same time. And the Pakistan has become the headquarters, or you can say the main hub for Must Company. It's an honorable thing for us, and we are so glad that our CEO, Mr. Johan Cha, and the management, and Mr. Wan, who is the head of BSC, are here with us. And that is the purpose, the goal of their presence over here is just so that they can focus on Pakistan, on how they can develop and they can give opportunity to all of us. So it's not just an opportunity for the people who are already working, it's the opportunity for upcoming members. I can see very many new faces. You can also become a part of our team, and we are looking forward to expand and uh, trying to make the difference in the world. So, yeah, I would have to say bye to everyone online. Thank you so much once again. And I hope that you guys will have a wonderful time. Maybe you can eat something at home. We are going to, yeah. But before that, I just want to say that since we have Irfan Ali as our speaker, and he has given his precious time and experience and knowledge with us. I would like to request everyone to please just give a round of applause to Irfan Ali. He's not just the member with us. I just would like to say he's one of the pioneer member with Must Company in Pakistan, uh, due to which the company has focused and started looking toward Pakistan and Karachi, basically Karachi is because of Irfan. So once again, lot of fun. So thank you everybody online, and I hope you have a wonderful time. And now we're just gonna be doing something offline. So I hope you you all can enjoy at your home. That's why I come to office. Okay.